Hey everybody, Eric Warrior here. How you doing? I will stabilize here in a second. I'm kind of adjusting because I'm in a residence in Aspen, Colorado at the moment, and we've got a bunch of family. My granddaughter's sleeping in the next room. I just finished shredding the hills. My legs are like jello. Oh my gosh. What a workout. Um, Ajax Mountain. Staying at the Little Nell, if you know the area very well. I'll wait for just another minute or so for people to get connected. And while I'm doing that, let me know where you're connecting from. And I'm excited to be able. I'll give you a little tour real quick, and I'll show you where we're at in a moment. But let me know where you're connecting from, and then we'll get into the lesson for today. Okay. So welcome, Zach, Sandy, Alicia. Hi, Alicia. Jeff. Sean, Kristen, who else? Who else we got? It's always got this delay, man. Let me give you a tour while we're waiting, and then I'll get settled in. Hey, you can watch it. Say hi.
Hi. You say hi?
Hi.
Should we go for my nap?
It's my daughter, my granddaughter.
Yeah.
Say hi, fellow shredders.
Hi, everybody.
Say hey to Marina.
Hey, guys.
Say hey to Dan. I'll show you outside, and then we'll start. It's beautiful snowing here. I don't know if you can see the mountain very well. Probably can't. But downtown Aspen, right at the base of the hill, is beautiful. It's amazing. It's spectacular. And if you get a chance, you should come here and ski and enjoy it. Okay. Now let's get settled. We'll go to work. Hi. Hi. Who's that? Okay, so I gotta go in the bedroom here so I don't mess up everybody's lunch. So, how's everybody doing? Hope you're doing great. Whether you're watching live or replay, I know most of you watch replay, and that's fine as you go back through this. But what I want to teach you today, in the 30 minutes or so that we have available, is last week we talked about how to be a more powerful influencer, how to increase your ability to create more action. Your ability to solve problems, your ability to be independent and not be needy, your ability to be more consistent than you ever have before, your ability to develop your vision, what your vision is for the future, short-term project vision, company vision, product vision, all the different aspects of vision, and ultimately your ability to create more activity with yourself and with the group. And one of the biggest ways to do that, as we talked about last week, if you haven't watched it, go watch it, is assignments. Giving yourself assignments, giving your team assignments. Assignments on anything you could possibly imagine that will give you more growth, success, productivity, etc. Now, today I'm going to talk about how to be more productive, because a couple things are true for the network marketing profession as a whole. One thing that's true is we're not as efficient with our time as we could be. And here's what I mean by that. We can fool ourselves sometimes in network marketing and fill up our schedules with non-productive activity. We can be making lists, and we can be involved in personal development, and we can be going to training events, and we can be doing all kinds of things that are not necessarily productive. We can fill our days and we could say, oh, I'm working my ass off. When in truth and in reality, you are filling your days. Social media is a thief of productivity in some cases. Now, it's a tool. You got to use it. It's a very important to be able to maximize social media. But the challenge with social media is sometimes they're so good at keeping you on their platforms. You go onto YouTube to watch one video, and pretty soon an hour's gone by and you've watched 15 videos. And none of it was moving you towards your goals and towards your objectives, but it took an hour of your time. You could start scrolling on Instagram or Facebook, and an hour's gone by, just like that. You can spend a couple hours a day just scrolling through posts, which isn't the productive use, but they want you to do that. They want you to continue to look at all the different aspects of what it is they have to offer, and ultimately get you to consume their advertising that they put up on those platforms. So whether it's social media, or sometimes your friends can distract you, sometimes you can just spend all kinds of time with interacting with people inside of your company that are already signed up. But you spend a bunch of time. Oh, I'm so excited. No. I'm more excited than you. No. You have no idea. I'm really, really excited. Well, what about the next event? Oh, the next event's going to be amazing. Well, what are you looking forward to most? Oh, I'm looking forward to this and this. Pretty soon, you lost an hour, and those people are already signed up. They're already ready to go. They're already registered for the next event. You just spent an hour avoiding what will give you the best results. So we're good at this. When we're our own boss, sometimes we're a terrible boss because we buy every story that the employee side of us gives to ourselves. It's just like, well, I'm a little tired, so tomorrow I'll really go after it. So if I rest today, oh, it's going to be amazing. I'll be so much more fresh tomorrow. But if I read this book first, oh, it's going to be amazing. If I read this book before I take action, oh, I got to make this list, or I need to go to the office supply store and I need to get a new calendar. Once I get a new calendar, then I'll go. And we are experts at selling ourselves how productive and busy we are, and then complaining about our lack of performance. So with all this, one thing in increasing your productivity without stressing out is for you to be at least self-aware, for you to realize what you're doing and what you're not doing. You at least be honest with yourself that, hey, today was a lost day. I didn't get much out of today. Yesterday was a lost week. This week was a lost week, whatever. This month, I really didn't do much. Because if we want to be productive, I did a leadership retreat recently with the top 40 in a company, and great company, top 40 leaders, top 30 income earners at the company, 2-day retreat. And a lot of them came in there like, I'm exhausted, I'm depleted, I just can't work any harder. And when we really broke it down, sometimes there's hard work and sometimes there's smart work. So what I want to do is I want to teach you, like I taught them, how to work smarter in your network marketing business, how to not lie to yourself in your network marketing business, and how to get more productivity and not stress out so much, not feel overwhelmed. So first things first, I was mentored by a few different billionaires over the course of my career. And one of them in particular, I asked him, I said, would you be willing to mentor me? And he said, sure. And, which was really, really cool. I said, he said, what's your goal? I was like, well, I've heard from Jim Rohn for my whole life that set a goal to be a millionaire, set a goal. And so in network marketing, my goal was to make $1 million a year. So at $1 million a year, after you pay into your taxes and everything else, it won't be too long before you're a millionaire. So I set a goal to become a millionaire. And in that process, I asked him, I said, so, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to earn $1 million a year. And he said, here's how this works. $1 million a year works out to approximately $500 an hour. And he said, it's like a 2-to-1 formula. So, or a 10-to-1 for whatever it is to 1 formula. So if you want to make $100,000 a year, that's about $50 an hour. $100 an hour is about $200,000 a year. $500 an hour is about $1 million a year. Okay. And he said, is there any task that you can do in your business that will pay you that will pay you $500 an hour? And I'll ask all of you the same question. Is there any task that you can do in your network marketing business right now that will pay you $500 an hour? And the answer is, for every single one of you, there is. There is a task that you can do that will pay you $500 an hour. Now, it's not reading a book. It's not watching this course, even though over time this is going to give you value. It's not the highest return. I mean, I can give you a long list of things that it's not. The highest return activity you can do is to be in front of a prospect, is to be talking with a prospect. If you are talking with a prospect, whether it's online, face-to-face, Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, breakfast, coffee, if you're in front of a prospect, that activity will pay you $500 an hour over time. Not necessarily that minute or that hour, but over time. Think about all the hours that you've been in front of your prospects. You've been in front of a prospect, truly, in front of a prospect for how many hours? And divide your total income that you've made in network marketing by those hours, and it's going to be more than $500 per hour, for sure. So that was step one. Was there something that I could do that would pay me $500 an hour? He said, step two is spend as many hours as possible doing that thing. Don't do anything. Do as much as you can to eliminate all the other distractions in your life and spend as many hours as possible in front of prospects. Your prospects, your team's prospects, your team's prospects. Spend as many hours, as many minutes in front of those people as you possibly can. So organize your entire life around that strategy. Now, second, the one is, what can pay you this kind of money? 2, spend as many hours doing that as possible. 3, the third step is anything that pays less than $500 an hour, don't do those things. Anything that pays less than $500 an hour that could be done by somebody else, don't do those things. And this one messed me up. This one knocked me on my ass. I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm trying to be financially responsible. So you're telling me that I shouldn't mow my lawn? I mean, paying somebody else to do that. I'm being financially responsible by doing that. He said, no, Eric, you're being financially irresponsible for mowing your own lawn. I said, what are you talking about? He said, look, how much can you pay somebody to mow your lawn? At the time, it was like $15. I don't know what it is today. $15 to mow your lawn. He said, and you have a task that you could do. How long does that take to mow the lawn? I said, about an hour. I said, so you have a task that will pay you $500 an hour, but instead you're mowing the lawn to save $15. He said, every hour you spend mowing the lawn, you're losing $485. And I was like, what? Okay. So I started at that moment. And there's many people in my family that still don't understand this concept. As they look at me weird because I'm not handy. I could fix stuff. I just don't. I started like an assassin looking at every single task that was taking up my life and eliminating it from my life and having somebody else do it. So for some of you, if you go grocery shopping, how much will somebody else go grocery shopping for you? How much can you pay somebody to do that? $10 an hour, $20 an hour? Every hour that you spend, get in the car, drive to the grocery store, walk through the grocery store, get the stuff, get back in the car, come home, put it all away. What is that, 3 hours? Start to finish? And let's say it's $20 an hour, you could hire that and have somebody do that. Okay, that's $60. And in that same 3 hours, you could have made $1,500. So you're losing $1,440 every time you go to the grocery store. Every time you go on that journey. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not doing any of these tests anymore. Let's get a house cleaner because we can't afford to clean our own house. Let's get somebody to put gas in our cars because we can't afford to spend time putting gas in our cars. Let's have somebody manage the house and take care of all the tasks because we can't afford to take care of all those tasks. Now, I'm not saying have somebody else tuck your kids in for you. I'm not saying replace you as a parent, but I am saying, what are all the things? How many hours a week are you spending on laundry? Could somebody else be doing that? And for how much? How much are you losing per week for doing the laundry? How much are you losing per week for mowing the lawn or shoveling snow or changing the oil on your car or running errands? You know what the thief is of most opportunity? Little to-do lists. The to-do list that's on your piece of paper right now, make a list of all the things that you need to do. And with that to-do list, all of those things are distracting you from your true purpose, which is to grow your network, sell more product, improve the productivity of your teams. That's what it is. That's what pays us humongous money. Anybody can clean the house. Anybody can wash the windows. Anybody can do the laundry. Anybody can do the groceries. So I went through this whole process with this leadership group and a leadership retreat, and it was so fun to see. Since then, they've hired assistants to be able to help them do the tasks that can be done by somebody else. They've hired housekeepers. They've hired handymen and handywomen to be able to help them. And they're focusing their efforts where they're most productive. Some of the, responding some messages, some people are social media superstars, responding to some of those messages in a way to keep things going. That's something an assistant can do. Make a list of every single thing that you are currently doing that could be done by somebody else. Okay? Every single thing. I don't go buy clothes anymore at all. I won't take the time, drive somewhere and go buy clothes. Won't do it. The clothing people bring stuff to me. Or we have one of our assistants go get stuff from the store, bring it to me. I try it on. If I like it, then somebody from the store comes and gets it fitted. They go do the tailoring and they deliver it to the house. I just don't do it. I don't write checks. I haven't written a check in, 6-7 years. I have a bookkeeper that takes care of all of our bills and gives us a report once a month. Nothing is ever late. Nothing is ever an issue. Everything is always organized for the taxes. I don't do my own taxes. I have a top-notch accountant that does that. We don't book our travel. We have an assistant that takes care of booking our travel. We have a house manager that manages everything from the swimming pool to appliances to setting up and taking down all the Christmas or Halloween decorations, stuff like that. They're organizing our move to our new house now while we're on this trip. They're organizing all of that stuff, and they're packing up the stuff that couldn't be packed up without us. But we got a support team around us, just like you need to have a support team around you. Now, it doesn't need to be a lot of people right now. It could be a part-time assistant, somebody that's not in your team that can help you become more efficient. It could be a neighborhood kid that could do some tasks. It could be somebody who's looking for a part-time gig to be able to, and their job is to make your life easier. Their job is to keep you as a thoroughbred on the track, keep you doing the most productive activities possible, keep you from being distracted with mundane, average little things. You need to be the player in the game. See, this changed everything for me, okay? Number one, what can pay me $500 an hour? What's the highest rate of return that I can get for my time? Okay. As a network marketer, that's being in front of prospects. Number two, what are all the things that, am I doing my 1, 2, threes right? I think so. What are all the things number two, spend as many hours as possible doing that $500 an hour task. Number three is anything under $500 an hour, have somebody else do. And then number four, be very, very conscious and aware that if you're sitting on the couch watching TV while somebody's cleaning your house, you're missing the point. You need to be, while they're cleaning your house, you need to be on the phone. You need to be on social. You need to be messaging people. You need to be having conversations. You need to be sharing your story, sharing your product, sharing your opportunity with as many people as you possibly can during that period of time. Don't get lulled into sleep and play big shot, because now it is an expense. If you're just going to lay around anyway, yeah, you might as well do your own laundry. But instead, spend as much time as possible in front of prospects. Make sense? So this totally changed my life, and the people that I coach personally, which I consider you inside of GoPro Academy, the people that I'm coaching personally, I just wouldn't allow you to sell yourself at $10 an hour or $15 an hour or $20 an hour, even if that's how you were raised, even if that's what your parents have taught you to be, even if you're going to feel weird, and it will feel weird. I haven't put gas in my car in a couple of years. Not one time. Weird, right? Feels weird when you're first doing it. And then it's just like, nope, I'm here to focus on different things. I'm here to I have a gift. I have a set of abilities. I have some talents. I have a purpose. I have a mission, and I need to have a support system so I can function at my highest level. Now, what this is going to do for you, it's going to clear your calendar. Imagine just for a moment, every hour that you spent doing laundry for the past 7 days, that you now spent talking to prospects in the next 7 days. Imagine everything on your list of to-dos that's under $500 an hour, that in the next 7 days, you are working doing that. It's the same number of hours. It's totally efficient. You are a well-oiled machine. You're going to be cooking on gas. You don't have to worry about doing everything, because you know where people stress out? They stress out saying, I got to be a mother. I've got to be a wife. I have to be the housekeeper. I have to run all the errands. I have to make sure everybody's okay. I got to cook all the meals. And I'm still trying to build my network marketing business. I'm freaking out. What if you took that stuff off of you so the stress wasn't there and you focused on your real purpose? I'm not saying part of your purpose isn't being a parent and a wife and a provider and an example. It is. But you don't have to be a slave either. You don't have to sell yourself at $5 an hour or $10 an hour when there's an opportunity willing to pay you $500 an hour. Okay? So for whatever reason, in my live screen that I have here. I don't see comments. I just see that people have joined. But I'll go back and look later at your comments. And if you have any questions about this, put those in the comments and I'll check them out and I'll give you some answers. But your self-esteem may struggle with this particular question. If you don't feel worthy, you're going to have a hard time having somebody help you. Some of you that are having a difficult time, you have a difficult time taking a compliment, let alone having somebody hold the door for you, let alone having somebody do the laundry for you, let alone having somebody clean your house or wash your windows. It's good. It's a self-worth type of an exercise that you have to deal with here in order to be able to really get solid in what it is that you're doing. You have a gift. You're a powerhouse. You're amazing. You're spectacular. Don't expect anything less, and clear the decks and build a support system so you can bring your message to the world in a more powerful way. Okay? So post your comments in when I can see them. I'll give you some answers. Make sure that the people in your organization, fastest way for you to grow this year is get your team involved in GoPro Academy. And every week there's going to be a different lesson like this. But in addition to that, you've got all the courses, and I'm actually creating a whole series of new courses that are going to be inside of the GoPro Academy library over the course of 2019 as well. So this is going to be an amazing year. It's going to be spectacular. Believe in yourself enough that you're willing to invest in giving you the support that you need. It's a good investment. Okay? I love you all. Have a spectacular day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.